Welcome to HBM's Crypto Corner for Wednesday, September 18th, 2024. We have quite a few things to talk about, so let's get started. First off is a review by Malcolm Smith of Dr. Jeff Meldrum's Sasquatch Legend Meets Science. A footprint expert meets Bigfoot. Sasquatch Legend Meets Science by Jeff Meldrum, 2007, Forged Trade, 320 pages, paperback and Kindle, which is now the only way it's available unless you manage to find a hardcover version on eBay somewhere, which I did a few years ago, fortunately. Dr. Jeff Meldrum is a professor of anatomy and anthropology at Idaho State University. He has extensively studied the adaptations of the feet of African primates with their implications in the evolution of human bipedalism, and was the senior editor of the scientific book From Biped to Strider, The Emergence of Modern Human Walking, Running, and Resource Transport. In short, he is an expert on human, monkey, and ape feet and gaits, and the sort of footprints they produce. But then in 1996, in the Blue Mountains of Washington State, he was introduced to a set of footprints which blew his mind. Meldrum was aware of the legend of Bigfoot, or as they call it in Canada, the Sasquatch, and was sympathetic to the idea. An anthropologist, Grover Krantz, had been investigating the subject since the 1970s and had written a book on the subject, Big Footprints, since republished as Bigfoot Sasquatch Evidence. So in 1996, Jeff Meldrum and his brother visited Krantz at the Washington State University to examine his vast collection of alleged Bigfoot footprint casts. In 2001, most of this collection was transferred to Meldrum's own laboratory. After that, the Meldrum brothers went to see the collection of amateur Bigfoot investigator Paul Freeman. Much to their surprise, the latter told them he had found some fresh foot tracks earlier that morning. That sounded too much of a coincidence. And again, it's pretty lengthy. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Oh, it only goes this far. Okay. Anyway, it looks as if it's a pretty positive review of Jeff Meldrum's book, Sasquatch Legend Meets Science, a book that's been available for nearly 18 years in some form or another. But I guess Malcolm Smith is just now getting around to reading it and reviewing it. But hey, better late than never. Family's First-Hand Encounter, 7-foot Bigfoot in Fort Bragg, 1962. A fascinating account of a close encounter with the Sasquatch has been shared on the YouTube channel Salish Sasquatch. The channel features interviews with individuals who have had personal experiences with these elusive creatures. In this particular video, the interviewee, John Bowers, shares his family's first-hand experience with a Sasquatch in Fort Bragg, California in 1962. John's aunt's family had an unexpected visitor in the middle of the night while they were sleeping. His aunt, Angie, noticed something huge climbing over her fence and initially thought it was the bear. She wanted it out of her garden as she had put in a lot of work to get it to that point. Angie went back to the bedroom and told her husband, Bud, about the bear in the garden. Bud asked where the shotgun was, but Angie said she didn't know, causing a bit of a hubbub in the household. Bob, Angie's brother, decided to go outside and yell at the bear to scare it away. As Bud was looking for the shotgun shells, he and Angie walked up to the door to see what was happening. They saw Bob crawling back into the house looking terrified. When they looked up, they saw a massive Bigfoot standing behind Bob, looking in the door with nothing but curiosity. Now, I don't want to spoil too much about this case. You guys can check out the video for yourself. The link, of course, will be below in the description. But it's one of the more fascinating cases of Sasquatch history. It's in John Green's book, Sasquatch Tapes Among Us, in its entirety. And Daniel Perez looked into it about a year or so ago for his newsletter, The Bigfoot Times. He may have even interviewed this John Bowers fellow. I have to go back and look back into my personal archives of Daniel Perez's newsletter, the Bigfoot Times. But I know Daniel Perez got some first-hand information about it. So, but I'm not going to spoil too much more of it for you guys. Let y'all take a look at the video for yourself. Video. Loch Ness webcam watcher spots wakes possibly made up by pair of monsters. Let's check it out. Now, my only thing is he sure these aren't seals he's seeing the wakes of? Because seals do swim in Loch Ness. I mean, these do appear to be large wakes. But how do we know they're actually made by, let's say, Nessie or two Nessies? Are we sure they're not made by underwater seals or something else? I think these are the wakes in question. I think where you see this little black cross is where the wakes are. So pretty interesting, whatever it is. A diligent Loch Ness webcam watcher recently spotted a pair of peculiar wakes on the water that he believes could have been created by two separate monsters. The remarkable sighting reportedly occurred last Friday as Eoin O'Feodigan was keeping an eye on the live stream that overlooks the legendary Scottish site. To his profound surprise, the virtual monster hunter noticed two unusual disturbances on the water. I was amazed at this spectacle, O'Feodigan recalled. I could not get my head around the size of both wakes. Again, I don't know. Does this guy have Nessie on the brain or something? I don't know. They keep reporting his. He keeps reporting alleged sightings of possible Nessies in Loch Ness, thanks to the webcam. Thing is, that webcam could be the greatest blessing or it could be the greatest curse of this research into the Loch Ness Monster. I mean, are indeed those wakes from two large creatures, large Loch Ness monsters? We really don't know because we didn't really see anything other than some wakes. But it makes for something intriguing, if indeed they were the wakes of the Loch Ness monster, of two of them. It is interesting, that's for sure. I saw this. This is on Vimeo.com. You can link to it from PeterCByrne.com. It's a documentary about Peter Byrne with some rare, never before seen footage and never before seen photographs of Mr. Byrne. The video is simply titled Peter Byrne, 1925 to 2023. It's very well done. I watched it last night. It's really good. I think this was put together by his girlfriend, Kathy Griffin. No, not that Kathy Griffin. This is a different Kathy Griffin. But it's really good. It really is. I really liked it. And I know there's going to be those out there in my comment section who are going to be like, well, I don't like Peter Byrne. And I get that. He wasn't everybody's cup of tea. I understand. But I was one of the ones who really was enamored with him, I suppose. Maybe that was part of the con. I don't know. Maybe it was his charm that kind of interested me. I don't know. But I liked Peter Byrne. And I know it's been over a year since he passed away. But this is a fitting tribute to him. And I really liked it. I'm going to include a couple of links to a couple of websites of two of the individuals who were involved with On the Trail of Bigfoot, the Ancients, which I highly recommend, by the way. I think I may have discussed it briefly on last week's show, but I really liked it. Seth Breedlove was nice enough to allow us hosts of the Sasquatch Experience to see an early cut of it, and I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I'm also going to include a link to where you guys can see On the Trail of Bigfoot, the Ancients. It's on Amazon. It went live on Amazon last Tuesday, so it's been up there for a week. So anyway, this is Dr. Russ Jones's website. TheBigfootDoc.com. I'll include the link to this below as well. Here also is Matt Pruitt's website, mattpruittonline.com. There's part about the book, also about recent media. You can also submit, you can contact him directly by using this form. Oh, he's on X, or Twitter, I suppose. Cool. May have to follow him on X. Well, it used to be Twitter, now it's X. So, anyway. This is his website. And I did enjoy his book, The Phenomenal Sasquatch, Seeking the Natural Origins of a Cultural Icon. And again, this link will be below as well in the description. Finally, here is the page on Amazon for On the Trail of Bigfoot the Ancients. Mysteriously missing people, terrifying accounts of encounters with enigmatic beings. A bizarre pattern emerges. Journey to the heart of Appalachia in search of Sasquatch. The Great Smoky Mountains just might be home to the creature called Bigfoot, but is there more to the story than simply an unknown primitive monster? Well, you can put a like on it. Cool. Well, I put a like on it for sure because it's excellent. It's awesome. It is the Bigfoot documentary of 2024, in my estimation, anyway. And I highly recommend everybody see it. Now that it's available on Amazon, that's a good thing. It's 2.5. It's almost 2.5 hours, but it flows right along. It really does. It doesn't really slow down very much. It might be a bit slow in the beginning with all the history of the Breedlove family, but it picks up eventually. It picks up and really does a great job of encapsulating this unknown area. And again, like I say, I really liked it and enjoyed it, and highly recommend it. And that's going to do it for this week. We want to thank you very much for tuning in. You guys are the heart of the show. I always say that, but I always mean it. And I will continue to do this as long as you guys want me to. And by the way, check out my latest HBMs UFO Corner. There is an interesting video that I put together about the famous, or I guess infamous, Pennsylvania UFO Bigfoot flap of 1973. And I mentioned at the end of that video I didn't know what I was going to discuss on the UFO Corner for next week, but I'm sure I'll find something. So anyway, until next week, y'all be good or be good at it. This is HBM's Crypto Corner.